Can I like ask though, like what is guys' perception on it? Because I mean, especially right now, I'm not sure maybe if it's out there, but like sometimes it's difficult maybe at UCSB, like sometimes it's difficult to find people who are relationships. So that's why you kind of like build this, it's this thing that you build the social media presence. So that way maybe you can go and find people that way. And then for example, if you go and first meet someone, how's the best way that they can meet you? Oh, like here's my Instagram, maybe get to know you a little bit. Like what's your guys' opinion on girls with like a good social media versus maybe one that's like not very active?
If a girl has a shit ton of followers on social media, that's like, we're talking hundreds of thousands, or even chicks with like, 12,000 or less. Like there's girls even less than that. There's girls with like 5,000 followers. They'll get like pro athletes sliding into their DMs. Mm-hmm. That's dangerous, right? Like that's super dangerous. Chicks with hundreds of thousands of followers, like they're going to have tons and tons of dudes hitting them up. And I mean, for me, like it like sparks some of my insecurity, because I'm like, what if I'm with a girl and some amazing guy who's like super jacked and good looking and has a lot of money and a lot of social status, what if he slides into her DMs? The more followers she has, like it increases the chances of that happening. So it's like, it's something to worry about, but like you were saying, when you get to know a person, whether or not you can trust them in relation to that. It's also kind of exciting to me because like, I'm a professional photographer and I do marketing and stuff, and I work with people who have large followings. And if you find a good woman with a large following, like I would love to work with her. If I married her, I would love to work with her to like do brand work and stuff like that to make our family a lot of money.
I have a question too on that. Like, do you think maybe society's more being driven to like to kind of like look at girls with social media? Because I think that maybe like with social media, like there is also like that toxicity that comes into play that you kind of mentioned. Like it does, like if they have a lot of followers and a girl's like maybe, or a guy too, is so fixated on that, it can be a turn off. But also, does social media help you find like initial perception or perspective about like who that girl is?
Big time.
Definitely. I mean, yeah, if you look at the guy's social media and he's just following like just a bunch of booty pic like type pages and stuff like that and whatnot, then like instant red flag.
But instead of like booty pics, like what I meant is like, how about a girl maybe who has 2 posts versus a girl who like maybe goes and posts a lot more, is a lot more active. Maybe she's like more philosophical, not doing it for like the booty pics, like in the attention, but like is still has a major presence.
I get what you're saying.
It.
I'll say this. So we're talking about boys and men, right?
Okay, yeah, give me both.
We're talking about boys and men. You've got the boys who just want to hook up with chicks. Mm-hmm. If you're a girl with a profile full of booty pics and all that stuff, he's not going to care. I'm in a place in life where I'm looking for a wife, right? If I go to a girl's Instagram and it's just a ton of thirst trap photos, booty pics all over the place, instant red flag, I'm like, nah. Mm-hmm. But if I go to a girl's page, let's say she has 1,000 posts, but she's posting about interesting stuff and stuff that's meaningful to her, like maybe some of that will resonate with me, right? Maybe I'll look through some of her stuff. Like I personally love girls with convictions and like strong opinions about things that's going on in the world. If I see a girl with like interesting opinions and they align with like what I think, and she's posting that on her social media, that's a huge green light for me, right? I don't care if she has a billion posts, or if she's posting pictures of herself and she looks beautiful, but she's not like, her ass isn't hanging out and she's not like thirst trapping. Like that's not a big deal to me either. Like I love finding beautiful women on Instagram who are like classy and they're not thirst trapping. Like that's a cool thing to see a woman do,
Yeah, I'll give my take on this too. So there's definitely tiers to it. So if she's got just thirst traps, a bunch of booty photos, booty pics, bikini pics, to me it's I don't know. I don't feel, it varies. It varies. If her Instagram is private versus if it's public, it's a factor. I mean, once you're in a relationship, I don't know. To me, it's kind of, I would prefer if my girlfriend was not posting thirst traps on Instagram.
You don't want her sharing
because
everything with the world.
Yeah, and I think men and women, we also flirt differently. So I want to really quick go around the panel. Is it cheating if you're in a relationship with a guy and he likes another girl's Instagram photo? Let's say it's a bikini pic.
No.
It's not cheating, but
I
is
don't
it
think
is it like a red flag?
Would you take issue with it?
No. I mean, like if they're just like like mindlessly liking things, I wouldn't really care.
I would look at the other pictures that they've liked, and if it's consistent bikini photos, then I mean, it's not cheating, but if it's like one, I like, okay, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, I think also depends like how jealous kind of like the girl can get, you know, because sometimes you guys went and said you don't want girls posting booty pics because you don't want her showing everything. Like you kind of like want it to be a little bit more like just for you, kind of like you went and said about like the hookups, like the less body count, the better, because it's something that's almost like you guys can connect with, or it's just like you kind of have for your own, you know? Mm-hmm. And I think it's kind of like that too. If a guy is going and liking every single picture, like for me, it might go and spark a little bit of, I don't know, a little jealousy.
No way. Is this true, ladies? No bullspit just said, I just checked out all the girls' Instagrams and they are all booty pics and bikini pics. Is this true, ladies?
Well, who are they talking about?
all of you. All of you.
I mean, it's Santa Barbara.
Okay. I'm not judging.
Okay, I have a question. Okay. So let's just say a girl posts bikini pictures, right? But the motive behind it isn't to like thirst trap or to like, I mean, not a lot, like just like a couple, right? The motive behind it isn't to thirst trap. It's because she's genuinely happy and feels confident about her body. Maybe she works out a lot, or like she's just really proud of,
I like that,
you know, how she looks and her body.
Yeah.
Do you still think that that's a red flag or something that's kind of like looked down upon?
Good question.
No, I don't personally. Like there's a balance, right? Mm-hmm. So like I follow this one girl on Instagram, and she posts, she's like a fashion influencer. Most of her posts are like her adventures or the different outfits that she's wearing, stuff like that. And then every like 15 posts, you know, she'll throw a bikini picture in there. Mm-hmm. It'll be a tasteful one. Like she's not like, it's not like one of the ones where it's like, look how juicy my ass is. It's it's elegant. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I personally like that. That's different from like, there's a lot of girls out there, every single photo is like a bikini pic showing off all the goods. That's like a totally different thing. I don't like that.
It's very clear when women want attention versus just like posting content, for sure. Very clear.
Oh, so sorry.
Go for it.
I actually was like talking with my friend Jess, and this is something that's very interesting, is that at least at UCSB, I know we're not going to generalize like schools and stuff, and I don't want to keep it there, but it's very common for girls to go to parties, and like it will be like very cold at night, and they'll wear like, you know, skimpy outfits, and that's very normalized here. And yet when Jess and I kind of like, we're talking to a lot of our guy friends recently, we found out that they actually found that almost as like a turn off.